All right, and hold on 1 second while I do this. All right, and we are live with our first ever Wrestling Freaks podcast live on SoundCloud.com. Also live on YouTube as well on the Google Hangout. It's been a while. It's been about 2.5 months since we've done a video, but we are back with the bizarre one as always. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good.
And I'm
It's been
also your
been a while.
Yep. And I'm also your host, Tony. We're just gonna run through a quick rundown. This is kind of just a test show. We'll be back legit this Sunday night when we review Payback. We're gonna run through some of the matches tonight. Also talk about some other WWE stuff as well. Touch on some Global Wrestling Force news as they announced their roster this past week, and also touch on some TNA news as they had their first ever quote-unquote live episode this past Friday. Let's just jump right into it as well as we go right into the WWE Payback Prediction. I don't have the full lineup in front of me, so I'm not sure how many matches are actually on the card. I should have looked that up before we started. That is my bad. But anyways, let's just jump through the card real quick as they announced Bray Wyatt will face Ryback at Payback. Ryback Payback. Try to say that quick. What do you think is going to go down here, and what's going to be have winning this match?
Well, we also have that pre-show match announced too. With if you want to start there, or just mix it up.
Yeah, we can just mix it up, but I can't recall. Oh, what was the show match? I can't remember.
Mega Powers versus.
Oh Lord. I had no idea, but go ahead.
Yep.
Let's start
They
off
announced
with
it. Yeah, go ahead. What?
Let's start off with that match. They really anybody really care about this match, honestly.
I mean, it's entertaining. I think to
Right.
see them kind of do Macho Man and Hogan a little bit. I would like to see Axel go more deep into the character a little bit.
Okay.
I don't seem fully committed to it, but it is kind of cool, actually.
I think he'll get eventually fully committed to it if the fans really get over with it.
Yeah, it's working right now too.
Yeah, and he's the best person to do this because Sandow got over that Mizdow character pretty well. So, he's
out. Yeah.
So, pretty much gonna predict the Mega Powers beating the Ascension.
Yeah.
But let's get into
funny on Main Event last week where they did the backstage thing and he said he was going to be Hogan and then said, no, you come up with your own gimmick. And then they came Macho Man now. But it'll be interesting to see where they go with this, how much longer they put this in.
Yeah, I agree.
They probably looked from last Tuesday when they recorded it and they said, hey, this is pretty good. People are reacting to it pretty good. Let's try it on Raw. And it worked.
Yep. But let's get to the matches that are actually on the card. Where there is actually, looking up there now, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. You got the tag match, U.S. title match. You got the world title match. You have the Ryback Wyatt match. I think it's about maybe 5, 6 matches. But anyways,
the U.S. title match.
Let's get right into the Ryback and Wyatt match. Does Wyatt actually finally pick up a win, or are they really trying to get Ryback over?
I'm sorry, but I said, of course he's winning. I mean, it's a no contest to me. He's not going to lose this match.
Who, Wyatt?
Yeah, he's not losing.
Do you think the match is going to be good?
I mean, I hope. I hope it's a good match because Bray Wyatt is going to be his first time to actually wrestle since WrestleMania when he had a hurt ankle. So, I mean, hopefully it's a good match. You know, I mean, hopefully they can put on a good match. I mean, I'm really hoping for it. I'm not that high on Ryback, but I just hope they can do. Or maybe the actually other two Wyatt family members show up and they help him in this match too.
Yeah, that could always happen. Looks like they're joining back together. But what I was thinking of was that I didn't realize how long he's been out. So maybe that ankle injury was actually worse than they actually, played it out to be.
He's talked for a couple months, and now it's about almost 2 months, I guess. Wrestled.
Yeah.
Maybe they're trying to. Maybe it wasn't so much his ankle was really hurt that bad, which it could have been. But maybe they're trying to make Bray Wyatt a special attraction too, because he doesn't wrestle that much on TV.
Yeah,
maybe
not very.
Make Bray Wyatt that special attraction. Because just a few months ago, they said Bray Wyatt in a rare in-ring appearance on SmackDown. I mean, no, I remember that, and so it's like maybe they're trying to make him like the new Undertaker, like he calls himself a new face of fear when he doesn't wrestle every single night. It's like he hasn't wrestled since WrestleMania on a pay-per-view, so it might be something nice to see. And a lot of people like him, so it's kind of hard to. He's a very fan favorite, really. Not half the crowd, mostly the adult, I guess.
Right. So I think we both have Wyatt winning. I wouldn't be surprised if a Wyatt family reunion happens, but I wish Ryback luck.
People would love it, though.
Oh, definitely. Let's go to the tag team match where we have New Day taking on Cesaro and Tyson Kidd.
2 out of 3.
In a 2 out of 3 falls match. So this should be a treat, definitely.
Yes.
The tag team division has gotten really better since the last time we made video. The new tag team that we made. How do you see this coming out?
I mean, as much as I would love Cesaro and Kidd to win this match, I think New Day is going to keep the titles either by cheating somehow to keep the titles. For some reason, the New Day getting booed like crazy turned Cesaro and Kidd into the top face tag team right now, the new Usos. I mean, that's what kind of happened. I mean, they're becoming the new favorite tag team next to Lucha Dragons. I mean, Kidd and Cesaro right there is a popular face tag team. And they won them, and they were heels. I mean, so New Day is so over as a heel tag team. I mean, I don't really like them that much, but they're good in the ring.
And
they're fun.
I
like 2 of them.
Yeah, and what I didn't think I was actually gonna like is that I liked how they all 3 used the belt.
Yeah. I thought, honestly, for a minute we were going to see one of them just walk out with a 3rd belt. You know? That'd be freaking cool, I think. If someone just had another belt made and just walked out with 3 belts.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting if it did happen, but you have New Day coming out victorious?
Yeah, they're going to win somehow. Either they get a qualification or whoever's the champions, I don't know. Really, is it Xavier Woods and Kofi? Is it Kofi and Big E? I still don't know how that works.
I think
doing like the NWO did back when they were in WCW, where X-Pac or 6-Pac and Nash could defend them, and Hall and Nash could defend them. Doing it kind of like that, or the Freebirds, I should say. Older viewers might know.
It's the Freebird rule, it looks like. But I think
I remember the NWO rules, not so much the Freebirds.
New Day does win. I think Cesaro and Kidd get disqualified somehow because New Day does some kind of. They do some kind of like have the chair in the ring or something that calls DQ or something like that. They're gonna split, of course. It's not very often you see a see a match where this ends 2-0. I think they're gonna both win, one wins his first one, one wins the second one, and then somehow they do some kind of heel move to end up winning. And
I think
to
either they
credit New Day, they took what the WWE gave them, which was this gimmick or whatever you want to call it. It didn't work as a face. The fans started hating them, and they ran with it, and the New Day is doing really good with it, I think.
Yeah, I wish they would have went with the original concept they had for this. It seemed like, where they were just going to be these guys who were sick of being jobbers to Ryback, and that's basically what it came from. I believe they were getting jobbed out to Ryback, and they were pissed off about it. And that seemed like that's the route they were going with it.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm curious to see what goes on. But I think New Day also wins. Let's move on. We don't want to spend too much time on this, so let's move on. Next, we have the U.S. title match between John Cena and Rusev. I Quit match. Do we see Alana face turn? Do we see John Cena actually? I'm sorry?
I figured you would go to, like, Wade Barrett and... Who was he facing? Ziggler? No, Wade Barrett's facing Neville. Ziggler's facing...
I want to talk about this match, because I know this one will be a while. We'll talk about it.
I know there's a Divas title match too, isn't there? Or is it a tag match? I'm not too sure if it's a Divas title match or if it's a Divas
tag match. We forgot to mention that, but I thought we'd talk about Cena and Rusev because I know this match you're looking forward to, and this one we might take some time talking about. So, figure we get it out of the way really fast.
This is tough because this match could go either way. I don't think John Cena's going to say he quits. So Cena will probably win, but, I mean...
the only way... I see it either going two ways, and one of them probably won't happen. Is, of course, Lana does a face turn, goes in the towel, Rusev turns on him, whatever have you. Or they somehow be creative and record John Cena saying, I quit, during one of its promos, like they did. I think they did this in the past. I can't remember what match they did this in. I think it was Mick Foley, yeah. And they do the I quit thing.
Yeah, I think I see your thing working out better. Or, you know what you could do? John Cena's in so much pain, Nikki comes out and throws in a towel.
I mean, they could go that route.
That would be an interesting take on it. Because you could have Naomi win the title. Is it a title match or a tag match?
It's just a tag match.
Okay. Well, you could have Nikki run out there, throw the towel, and then you could have it get personal with her and Lana. Or like you said, it could go that way where Bruce is about to pass out, but he won't give up, so Lana throws the towel until they break them up.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be an interesting match. They have great chemistry. It is going to be the final match between them two. And, I mean, of course, they'll probably wrestle each other someday down the line, but this will be the final match of the feud. And, I mean, you can only see where it goes from here on Sunday night. And I think we both got Cena winning.
Like, kind of draw or something.
And to Cena's credit, I do love the Cena Open Challenge. I do like how he challenges someone every night or every Monday night to a U.S. title match. It gives you.
Title you thinking of?
I don't think so.
Because the reason I say that is because, how you said, we don't need to see the title, like the champion, every week on TV.
Yeah, but the champion is the D title of the wrestling company, you know.
I was just saying it just more like a TV title than a U.S. title.
You know, before John Cena was the champion, how often was the U.S. title ever defended on TV?
How often was any title defended on TV?
Exactly.
I mean, I like it. I'm just making the question out there, like, is it hurting the prestige? But they need to get a new title. I'm sorry.
And to WWE's credit, it's the top guy in the WWE, John Cena, facing guys that you may never probably seen him face, like for example, Sami Zayn and And last this past Monday night against Neville. I mean, for an example, I mean that match was great.
They had a good match too.
You know, so I mean he's had some really good matches lately. So credit to John Cena.
It makes if this was going to be if Daniel Bryan didn't get hurt, if this is what they were going to have Daniel Bryan doing every week, an open challenge each week, bring Prestige back to the title. Since he got hurt, I would have switched it up and said, "Okay, John, we're going to have you wrestle out there, wrestle every night."
We'll never know, but I mean that's a shame. And we'll talk.
Because I want to see this continue, this open challenges, because it's good for the program he's on.
I agree, and we'll touch
on program, you know, like a pay-per-view program.
Right, and we'll touch on Daniel Bryan later on in the show. Let's just hurry up and get through this prediction show. Not prediction show, but these predictions. Next, we have the Divas tag match. I think Naomi and Tamina get the win. Over the
Probably they both we're not really heels though, but they are because they're not cheating.
They're heels. It's not. I think the bell. It looks like the bell is now. The bell is now, or the faces. It looks like now. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, no, to me they come off where they're not really.
But I mean, well, I guess we have to find out Sunday night. But I think Naomi and Tamina get the win, unless I mean, I don't know. I mean, they have been getting over the Bellas lately, so I mean, I guess it wouldn't shock me if the Bellas were on Sunday night. But do you think they win? I'm sorry.
I guess they win.
This is the match that really nobody cares about. Let's go to what is it? The Wade Barrett? No, it's Sheamus versus Dolph Ziggler in a rematch of the Kiss My Earth match that happened last pay-per-view, where Ziggler got the win. Sheamus ends up low blowing him and doesn't kiss his ass. I know you're tired of Ziggler. I mean, I know you're not very much of a fan of Ziggler, and I'm sure you might be tired of this feud. I think Sheamus wins, moves on to better things.
Ziggler wins.
You think Ziggler wins? Okay. Or first.
Yeah, because Sheamus is like, oh, he's not going to beat me again. He can't beat me. He can't beat me, and then he's going to end up beating him twice in a row, and that's going to, basically set up this whole thing. You know, where it's like he's beaten you twice, Sheamus.
Yeah. I mean, we'll touch on some other things with the next pay-per-view that they're having. But I'm curious to see where this goes. I think Sheamus wins. I think they're going to start pushing Sheamus. I think he's going to be the next IC champion. I don't know. I think this is I feel bad for Ziggler a little bit because I mean it was a shock to see him win last pay-per-view over Sheamus, but
it was a good match too.
It was a good match. I'm not really looking forward to this match, I guess, because I know the outcome, what's going to be. But I guess we'll just see him, and we'll move on from there to the what else match? I think I'm missing one. Gosh, sorry, folks. I think that's it. I think we covered everything. The world title match. What's that one?
What about Neville and Barrett?
Oh shoot! The match, possibly the match of the night.
Yeah.
I think Neville wins.
This is like the third match. It's gonna be kind of hard to tell because because Barrett won the King of the Ring, and Neville won. Did Neville win like on Raw or something, or maybe he hasn't beat him?
Neville won the match on Raw.
Did they have a match on Raw? One-on-one?
Yeah, he won on Raw, and I think it was Raw, and then they.
Oh wait, it was the pay-per-view. Extreme Multi.
Yes, that's right. It was the pay-per-view, and then they faced each other on King of the Ring. Barrett won, of course. He's the new King of the Ring champion. And then they ended up.
If he wins or not. I mean, if the match is early enough, then I think Neville wins. But Barrett would probably win if it's early. If it's later, Neville will probably win. Because we assume John Cena's going to win and the crowd's going to hate that. You're going to also see, I'm sorry, Seth Rollins is more likely going to win. Sorry, spoiler alert. So you don't want the crowd to be too mad. So you might have Neville win his match if it's later on.
Yeah, I mean, they're really pushing Neville, in my opinion. I mean, in the Cena match, he didn't lose. He got, disqualified. Cena got disqualified because Rusev came in and interrupted the match. But he ended up doing his finisher, and Cena didn't kick out of it because of Rusev getting involved, which means that they're keeping his finisher strong, and I like that. He kicked out of John Cena's finisher. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for Neville, I think.
He could be in line for the next U.S. title. I mean, right there.
U.S. IC title, either one. Let's move on to the world title match, so we can touch on these other topics before we end the show. We don't want to go too long.
We both agree that Rollins is going to win.
I think Rollins will win, and I think Ambrose will be the one that gets pinned.
Yeah, I think that's why he was added to the match.
Of course. You got to keep Reigns and Orton strong, of course. And I don't know, what the next pay-per-view is the Elimination Chamber, which was announced on Raw this past Monday. It's 2 weeks after this pay-per-view coming up. We will have they said the IC title and the tag titles will also be in the Elimination Chamber match. Before we run down on everything else, we both have Rollins.
How are we going to do this?
We both have Rollins.
Are they going to have two people?
I'm not really sure how they're going to do it. It's interesting to see how they're going to have
like
in the chamber.
That's going to be interesting. Maybe the pod will be bigger than normal when they'll have two people in one.
I'm also curious to see who will be in it.
I mean, you could take the Ascension. You could take. Yeah, I mean, how many pods are there? 6?
Yes.
So you could take at least, if you put 2 in 1, you could at least do like 4 or 5 teams. If they wanted to. Unless it's just going to be a tag titles at the pay-per-view and not in the chamber.
It's going to be in the chamber.
That's going to be hard to do, you would think, because all those teams...
Unless they maybe have all 6 guys start and their tag team partner is in the pod. They want to do.
You're going to have people start.
You have 6 people start, and
people start. You could, like you said, you could have 6, I guess. We have 3 teams at once. But do they still got a tag, or is it just going to be one big brawl?
Just have one big brawl. That's what it's going to be all about, I think.
It's going to be an awesome tag match. I mean, this was really...
I'm very interested to see that one. IC title, speaking of that, Daniel Bryan came on Raw this past Monday night, said that his MRI, he's failed it. He's indefinitely out, and that he's going to vacate the IC title, which means the IC title will be vacated and be on the line in the Elimination Chamber. Right here, right now, I want you to make a prediction of the 6 guys that will be in the chamber and who you think will be the IC champion. So when we come back on podcast number 2, I'm sorry, it'll probably be podcast number 3 by then. We can go back and review our prediction.
I thought you were going to tell me now. I got to pick the 6 guys are going to be in it. I'm like, I have no clue who's going to be in it. I would assume.
I want you to pick who your 6 are. And I want you to make a guess, a wrestling guess.
Okay, I'm just going to say Sheamus, Wade Barrett, Neville, Dolph Ziggler. Who else is there? Ambrose, maybe? Or would he be safe for the world title, you think?
I mean,
if you don't...
Ambrose, that's 5 right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got one more.
I'll say Stardust. Forget Ambrose, I'll say Stardust.
Okay. And your champ?
I would really like the Neville, but the way they're pushing Sheamus and Barrett, it'd probably be one of those two. I mean, if Sheamus loses again and he's in the pot, I would think that he's gonna win the title because he lost to Ziggler twice, and then he goes in the pot and he wins the title. I think I can see that. Or Neville, they're really putting this guy up to something right now too. But I would like to see Neville win it, but I think, like you said, it'll probably be Sheamus.
So you got Sheamus.
Huh?
You said you have Sheamus?
I guess I'll go with Sheamus, yeah. I mean, because I would like to see Neville win it, though, because, I don't know, I think he'd be a better champion.
I mean, I would not mind him at all.
Now, are they going to do the same thing with the U.S. title?
Good question. That's a good. I have not heard anything about that.
Okay. I think it'll depend, really. Say this real quick. If John Cena loses the title, Rusev or whatever anytime soon, or loses the title in general, then I don't think we're going to have two bad guys as champions. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if there's a bad guy U.S. champion, I think Neville or Ziggler would probably win the title.
Right. Yeah. Gotta have one.
I guarantee you, Neville and Ziggler will probably start that chamber.
Oh, that'd be something else. You gotta see. Oh man, if he jumps off the pod and doesn't move, oh gosh.
Yeah.
That would be something else. But anyways, mine will be Wade, Neville, Dolph, Ambrose, Sheamus, and they always throw a wild card in there. You said Stardust. I'm gonna go with Truth, R-Truth. I think
Ambrose. I think they save Ambrose for the world title.
Yeah.
Cena, I know I'd love to see. I don't know how they would do this, or if they do this. If they take Rusev, you could do. Let's see, how can you do this? If they do the world title one, which I believe they are, you could do Rusev, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Rollins. Is there 6 or 5?
6, I think.
If you want to do Kane in there, then 2. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You could do those 6. You know, that'd be a pretty awesome main event for the world title right there. You have Rusev, John Cena, Randy Orton, Roman Reigns, and Kane. Just to throw Kane in there for some reason. Or Ambrose, you know? Screw that. I mean, you throw Ambrose in there as the other one.
So.
And then that'd be a pretty awesome chamber with Ambrose in there.
Those are predictions for that. I just thought it'd be kind of funny to see who actually gets all the wrestlers right and who wins. We both have Sheamus. I think that's the obvious. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I said spoiler alert, Rollins would probably win that too.
Yeah. So let's move on to some other things. Yeah, me neither. Not at all. Let's move on to some other things other than WWE. One last WWE, Tough Enough. They announced the panel and the trainers, which will be Billy Gunn, Paige, and Booker T, right? And then the panel.
Paige is on the panel with the other guys.
No, see, when they showed the picture, they had Paige as a trainer, and they had Lita as a panel. Maybe I don't know if they got it mixed up or if it doesn't really matter.
I took it like Lita and Booker, and who else is it? Then you said Billy Gunn or the trainer. Those 3 were the trainers, because Paige is still an active wrestler.
Right, and I agree.
Fine, we're wrong. Who cares? But I think it may be more obvious because I don't know how they're going to do this. It's weird to me, kind of like how NXT first started, maybe, when you had judges marking how they felt each person did. And then then you would have the fans go to WWE.com, NXT, I watched the first season, and vote for who you wanted to be ranked number 1, who was ranked at the bottom. would be up for elimination, and that's how they would do that. So I assume it's going to be similar to that. Probably on the WE app, more than likely. Like, who's the best pick, you think, your percentage or whatever? Because I don't know if you watched that NXT first season, but I did. And I went along, and Daniel Bryan led that thing most of the time, but he never won a match. But yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm interested to see what they do. It starts in June. But let's move on, kind of wrap up the show so we don't go too far. Global Force, Jeff Jarrett's wrestling company, announced their roster. Nobody really huge other than maybe the Young Bucks. They did add some other people, mostly former TNA guys. It looked like former TNA, former WWE guys. We'll touch more into that on our next podcast. TNA news and anything about TNA other than they're really pushing Ethan Carter?
The live, they need to actually go live. And I mean, TNA is about the same as Lucha Libre. They put on wrestling, but they're on no one watching it because no one gets it. You know, because these networks they're on, no one gets the channel. I mean, pretty much what it is.
Yeah, I mean TNA. They recently lost Taz. Taz quit the company, mostly because of money issues. He wasn't really getting paid on time, and he was just getting fed up with it. So he said that was that.
And Josh is doing a good job, though.
I mean, credit to Josh. He's done a pretty good job by himself. He's had Al Snow in the booth one show, I think. I think it was last week or the week before. Looks like Ethan Carter's getting a push. Kurt Angle has been on a tear. Looks like Eric Young has been the guy to be the guy that gets the pinfall right now over against Kurt Angle.
I think Kurt just beat him at the last one. I mean, yeah, Kurt beat him, yeah. So that's over. I think that's over with now.
But yeah, that's pretty much all the TNA we can talk about right now. But we will touch more on TNA in future podcasts. I'm pretty sure that we will even do a TNA podcast itself where we just talk about mainly TNA. This is
you got a destination coming up for us to be a 3-hour pay-per-view. I think in a couple of weeks, actually, a week or so, or whatever it is.
Yeah, so we'll touch more about TNA in the next couple of weeks. Definitely do a pay-per-view. Not a pay-per-view. We'll do it when they show the show. We'll do a review on it on the podcast. This is our first one, so they will get better. Trust us. They run too long. We apologize. We just like to talk. Our next one will be Sunday night after the Payback pay-per-view, about I would say 11:45 Eastern. Look for us on SoundCloud.com/WrestlingFreaksPodcast, or you can even check us out live on Google Hangout on Wrestling Freaks podcast on YouTube. We also have a Wrestling Freaks podcast Twitter account. You can also give us a follow on there, which I believe is the same way as it's spelled on everything else, right, Dave? Dave?
Yeah, I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. I was talking about the Twitter handle, Wrestling Freaks Podcast. Is that the way it's spelled? Is it spelled differently?
Yeah, I believe so. Wrestling Freaks Podcast. A Wrestling Freaks Pod 1, maybe?
So just look for us on there. Or you can find either of us on Twitter at HomieTheClown24, HOMIEDACLOWN24, and Bizarre1000, BIZZARR1000. We'll be back Sunday night, 11:45 Eastern, live with another podcast number 2. Hopefully this can keep going and keep doing videos. We will have a weekly podcast. We will no longer doing YouTube videos every Monday Night Raw review. It was just kind of too much to handle. We got a lot more on our plate family-wise, so we're just going to keep it mainly to a weekly podcast, only on special events such as pay-per-views, where we'll have 2 podcasts in a week, or unless some breaking news happens, we will, also do a podcast. Anything else you wanted to add on to tonight's show, Dave, before we sign off?
I think you covered everything. It's been fun.
We are very excited.
Always with you. So.
Yeah, we were very excited to start this. We did not think we would ever have a podcast, but we just knew, with all the things going on in our life, that a once-a-week show would be perfect for us, and a podcast is just, I think, is just going to be amazing for us, and we can't wait to keep our journey going, keep talking about wrestling, and we'll be back Sunday night live. Thank you, everybody, for joining. See you guys Sunday night.